The movie starts with a big fight inside a moving car. A woman named Riley North is struggling with a man. He stabs her in the leg, but Riley fights back and shoots him dead. With no other choice, she hides his body in the car's trunk and drives to a poor part of the city called Skid Row, where she has been hiding. In her old van, Riley cleans her wound, stitches it up with shaking hands, and drinks alcohol to ease the pain. While searching through her things, she finds an old box of Girl Scout cookies. Then the story jumps back 5 years earlier. Back then, Riley's life was very different. She and her little daughter, Carly, had just finished selling cookies at a school fundraiser. In the parking lot, they ran into a rude woman named Peg, who picked a fight over a parking spot and insulted Riley. Carly wanted to talk back, but Riley told her to walk away and explained that fighting never fixes anything. Later, Riley dropped Carly off with her husband, Chris, and reminded him to handle Carly's birthday party while she went to work at the bank. Sadly, her boss made her stay late. Meanwhile, Chris's friend Mickey offered him a shady deal to make fast money. Chris was tempted, but it would turn out to be dangerous. When Riley finally came home, she was heartbroken to see Carly's birthday party had failed. None of Carly's friends showed up because Peg had invited them all to her own holiday party instead. To cheer Carly up, Riley suggested they go to a Christmas carnival. Carly smiled again, and Chris told them things would get better soon. But danger was already near. A gangster named Cortez was spying on Chris and told his boss, Diego Garcia, a powerful drug lord, where the family was. Garcia wanted to scare anyone who betrayed him. At the carnival, 3 of Garcia's men attacked the family and started shooting. Chris and Carly were killed right away. Riley was shot too, but she stayed alive long enough to hold her daughter's body and cry in shock. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, but her life was destroyed. Detectives Carmichael and Moises came to investigate. Carmichael was deeply shaken when he saw Carly's small body. A month later, Riley finally woke up in the hospital, weak and broken. Carmichael told her they had caught 3 men and that she needed to identify them, or they might walk free. Riley also learned that Chris had gotten into trouble with Garcia. He had agreed to rob him, then backed out, which sealed their fate. Looking at photos of her happy family tore Riley apart, but it also filled her with rage. She swore she could identify the killers. At the lineup, she pointed them out right away. Meanwhile, Moises told Carmichael that another cop who had tried to take down Garcia had mysteriously disappeared, showing how much control Garcia had over the police. The detective started feeling nervous and began pulling away from the case. Back at home, Riley's pain grew worse. She was about to lose her house and kept staring at Carly's old drawings, reminders of what she had lost. Soon, a defense lawyer named Henderson tried to bribe her to drop the case. He also pointed out that Riley was on medication, trying to make her look crazy so nobody would believe her. Angry, Riley refused the money. When the trial started, Henderson attacked Riley in court, saying her mind couldn't be trusted. The judge believed him and dismissed her story. Riley begged for help from her lawyer and the district attorney, but they didn't care. Finally, when the killers were set free, Riley exploded in anger. She yelled at the judge, demanding justice for her husband and daughter. But before she could get close, a police officer tasered her. She collapsed and was dragged out of court. Instead of getting justice, she was sent to a mental health program, abandoned by the system. Later, Carmichael and Moises got a tip from a woman named Lisa. She told them Riley had once stolen $50,000 from a bank she worked at before disappearing. This made the detectives suspicious. They began to wonder if Riley had been secretly planning revenge all along, living in hiding while waiting for the right time to strike. Riley isn't just hiding. She's been planning something dark. On the 5th anniversary of her husband and daughter's murders, she decides it's time to take revenge on everyone connected to their deaths. Her first target is Judge Stevens. Late at night, she sneaks into his house and traps him, nailing his hands to a table so he can't move. She reminds him who she is and calls out his corruption, how he let criminals go free while innocent families like hers suffered. Before leaving, she takes something from his house as a trophy. Then, she plants a bomb on a bus and blows it up, killing the judge. News of his death spreads quickly. Detective Carmichael finds out that Judge Stevens wasn't her only victim. Riley had already killed lawyer Henderson the night before and even threatened the district attorney. Diego Garcia, the drug lord who destroyed Riley's family, realizes she is targeting anyone in his network. Lawyers, judges, anyone who helped him. To protect himself, he tells Cortez to put a bounty on her head. At the same time, Garcia is also in trouble with rival gangs because Riley had ruined 2 of their drug shipments in just 1 week. Even while taking revenge, Riley shows she still has a heart. She meets a young boy and gives him a toy she took from Judge Stevens' house. Later, she follows the boy's father, a drunk, into a store. Pulling out a gun, Riley warns him to stop drinking and be a better dad. She tells the shopkeeper not to sell him alcohol again. Then she buys the man's car with cash and drives away. Her next target is Marvin, a man who hides Garcia's drug money through a piñata shop. Riley disguises herself as a homeless woman to sneak inside. To get in, she has to kill 2 men. Once inside, the gang recognizes her from the news, and a gunfight breaks out. Riley stays calm and shoots them down one by one. She captures Marvin, forces him to give up information, then burns the shop. When Garcia finds out, he's furious. Believing Marvin betrayed him, he kills Marvin himself. Meanwhile, Riley's attacks are all over the news and social media. Detective Lisa and Carmichael check the burned-out piñata store. Carmichael doesn't think Riley could have done all this alone and decides to bring the narcotics unit to track Garcia. But Lisa becomes obsessed with Riley's movements. She studies the city and notices that one area has had almost no crime in the last 3 months. She suspects Riley has been hiding there. Meanwhile, Garcia sets a deadly trap for Riley. He fills a warehouse with armed guards, tripwires, and bombs, waiting for her. When Riley arrives, she realizes it's a setup. Using her smarts, she tricks them and sets off the traps herself, blowing the warehouse to pieces. Garcia's men think she died in the blast and leave. But Riley survives by crawling out of a sewer tunnel. She steals a car and chases down 2 of Garcia's fleeing men, killing them both with precision. When Garcia hears Riley is still alive, he realizes she's coming for him, and nothing can stop her. Using a stolen truck, Riley storms into Garcia's heavily guarded compound. She moves through the place like a shadow, taking out guards one after another, until she finally reaches Garcia. She points her gun at him, but then his young daughter walks in. Seeing the girl reminds Riley of her own daughter. Her heart breaks, and she freezes. Garcia grabs the chance, stabs Riley, and runs off with his daughter just as police sirens close in. Wounded, Riley still manages to escape before the police catch her. Her next stop is Peg's house, the same woman who once bullied Carly at the parking lot. Riley storms in, overpowers Peg, mocks her about her failed marriage, then steals her car and drives away. Meanwhile, Lisa updates Carmichael, telling him Riley has switched vehicles. Unlike most cops, Lisa doesn't want Riley dead. She believes Riley could be valuable alive, since she might help expose Diego Garcia and his entire network. But Lisa also begins to suspect that someone has been helping Riley in secret. The shocking truth is revealed. Detective Carmichael himself has been working as a secret police informant. That's why so many cases against Garcia have failed. When Lisa starts becoming a problem, Carmichael shoots her without hesitation. He then tips off Garcia about Riley's location, and Garcia sends his men swarming through Skid Row to hunt her down. Riley doesn't back down. Instead, she goes straight after Cortez, Garcia's right-hand man. In a brutal fight, she kills Cortez and his bodyguard. Soon after, she stumbles upon Lisa's dead body and realizes just how deep the corruption goes inside the police. Furious, she begins a live stream, showing evidence of Carmichael's betrayal and calling out the system for protecting criminals. The confrontation grows into a city-wide standoff. Garcia orders Riley to surrender. The police arrives, but at the same time, he executes Carmichael, convinced he was disloyal. Garcia tries to escape in the chaos, but Riley catches up to him. She beats him savagely, releasing years of rage. Just as she's about to kill him, Detective Moises arrives and begs her to stop, saying Garcia should face justice in court. But Riley no longer trusts the system that failed her family. Coldly, she ignores Moises' plea and he shoots Garcia in the head. Police immediately point their weapons at her, but Moises steps in and orders them to stand down, saving her life. The next morning, Riley is found collapsed at her family's gravesite, weak and bleeding. She begs Moises to let her die in peace, but he refuses and takes her to the hospital. Publicly, the police chief tells the press that Riley North is a dangerous criminal. Later, Moises quietly visits Riley in her hospital bed, now under police guard. He leans in and tells her that many people, even some inside the force, secretly admire her for doing what they could not. Without another word, he slips a key into her hand and leaves. That night, Riley uses the key to unlock her cuffs. She escapes into the night, vanishing into the city.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.